Listen, can you hear the sound? Hearts beating, all the world around. Down in the valley, out on the plain, everywhere around the world, the heartbeat sounds the same. Black or white, red or tan, it's the heart of the family of man. Whoa, it's beating away. Whoa, it's beating away. Whoa, it's beating away. Listen.
Free at last! Free at last! Thank God Almighty! We are free at last!
Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. addresses a crowd of 200,000 during the March on Washington in 1963. Good evening. I'm Mary Nichols in for Michelle King.
And I'm Terry Wood. This is the day we set aside to honor the Reverend Martin Luther King Jr., the day we officially celebrate his birth, although his actual birthday was last week. But more than any birthday celebration, what we really honor this date is the message of Reverend King, a message of equality, dignity, and brotherhood of all people. The message and the dream of Dr. King was relived in the rotunda of the Utah Capitol tonight. It was the third annual Young People's Peace Vigil. And as stressed by Vigil organizers, this was not just a black holiday or a black celebration. Tonight, the memory and message of Martin Luther King Jr. were honored with a Filipino choir, a black choir, Navajo dancers.
I had a dream last night. The black and white decided to unite, we were right. Once upon a time, and now it becomes the right time. So took us out, took us brought us to the land of the free.
And the trouble in Denver is proof there is still work to do to make Dr. King's dream a reality. But many Utahns are ready to do that work. In the spirit of solidarity, Utahns of all colors dedicated this day to a man who dedicated his life to civil rights. Cindy Burns reports.
This young man has never met the man he is praising, but he shares the dream of Dr. Martin Luther King, and so do the Hispanics and Asians and American Indians gathered to honor the slain civil rights leader and the oneness of the human race.
For people to come together and forget about race, religion, color, human beings being together and working things out together.
But while they celebrate the progress of the past, they also fear for the future. Since Dr. King's murder in 1968, much has been done to make his dream a reality. But for every giant leap forward, there is a small step back as we witness a frightening resurgence of racism in the 90s.
Here in Salt Lake, there were several events to commemorate Dr. King's birthday as well. At the state capitol tonight, the Young People's Peace Vigil attracted a sizable crowd. The event is billed as a sharing the dream celebration for people of all ethnic backgrounds. Dramatic orators, dancers, and vocalists performed at the third annual event. The Peace Vigil is sponsored by the Baha'i community of Salt Lake.
The woman known as the mother of the civil...
The theme of the Young People's Peace Vigil is the power of oneness. This theme of power and oneness is a broad concept. It calls to mind the ideas of dignity, nobility, unity and diversity, and brotherhood of souls. Such a theme exemplifies the spirit of the Young People's Peace Vigil, since all members of the human family are welcomed at this event. The Peace Vigil is an evening of celebration in which the beauty of the human race is alive with diversity, and all people can become infused with a sense of their individual nobility. It is through the power of oneness that we can recognize each other as a member of one spiritual family. Our work as a people is not done. We must end racial division and hatred. The hard work of linking hearts and minds of all people is still our greatest challenge.
Occasions when there were attempts to kill firefighters, and they tried to kill them with axes, they tried to kill them with gunshots, they tried to kill them in a number of ways.
The violence that followed the not guilty verdicts yesterday began at this intersection in a neighborhood that is primarily black and Latino. County officials said local youths, many of them gang members, stopped cars and trucks and attacked motorists, most of them white. Several miles away, protesters had gathered at police headquarters. Their demonstration began peacefully, but people who were there said it turned violent when gang members joined in.
You can't categorize it and say it was black protesters, it was Hispanic, or it was white. It was a little bit of everybody that was downtown, and it just got whipped into a frenzy and kept going and got out of control.
The need for equality and justice is not just the other person's problem, it's everyone's problem.
Denver today, a Ku Klux Klan rally collided with the observance of the holiday remembering Dr. Martin Luther King, and the collision turned violent. It took hundreds of riot police armed with tear gas to stop the violence. A march honoring the memory of Dr. King confronted Klansmen calling on Colorado to abolish the King holiday. As some Klan supporters tried to escape in a bus, it became the target of the crowd's anger. There were numerous arrests and dozens of minor injuries. City officials blame a federal judge for allowing the Klan rally on the King holiday.
The purpose for holding an event such as the Young People's Peace Vigil is to give each and every participant a memorable experience of enjoying both the unity and diversity of their fellow man. It is a time for sharing, awakening, and celebrating. Sharing with newly found spiritual brothers and sisters an evening of dance, music, and inspirational readings. Awakening to the fact that mankind really is one family, and that all of our similarities and our differences only add to our richness as a family. And celebrating our true unity in memory of the great leader, Dr. Martin Luther King Jr., who not only lived, but also died for those beliefs.
Listen, can you hear the sound of singing? All the world around, walking through the jungle.